if you take a look at Homeland Security, and what really brought it to the forefront not too long ago was the, out of Missouri, there was the MAKE report, in which in that they described, and how it got national attention, let me back up, how it got national attention was that people were being profiled and stopped if they had certain kind of bumper stickers on their car, like a Ron Paul bumper sticker or a Chuck Baldwin supporter. And as you read the MAKE report, bits and pieces of that were lifted right out of the Project Megiddo report back in 1999 by the FBI, describing what terrorists were, how law enforcement could identify potential terrorists. And I can remember back in the 90s, out in, I think it was in Maricopa County, as a matter of fact, Joe Pio's backyard, Sheriff Joe Pio's backyard, the FBI was doing an education program with local law enforcement, and what they had was a trifold pamphlet. Again, this was not meant for public consumption, only to be passed around amongst the rank and file in the police. And it ran through the list, and this was when Janet Reno, I believe, was Attorney General. It ran through the list of what a potential terrorist might be or what they might prescribe to. And the list was kind of interesting. If you were a supporter of the Constitution, if you were an ardent supporter of the Second Amendment, if you were a gun nut, or even if you were a person of deep religious conviction, you might be a member of a certain cult. So it was very fascinating to see Project Megiddo and trying to help law enforcement. And this was before September 11, 2001. We had had Oklahoma City bombing, but that was the work of one individual, and Timothy McVeigh. Well, subsequently, and this has been going on for a number of years, that we have had information compiled by the federal government to kind of share with law enforcement so we can go after and keep an eye on these evil terrorists. So we had the MAKE report, but then Janet Napolitano, head of Department of Homeland Security, came out with her own report, and that was entitled Right-Wing Extremism, Current Economic and Political Climate Fueling Resurgence in Radicalization and Recruitment. Now, what we saw immediately after that, well, we had to watch returning veterans from maybe the Gulf region, because these people, well, they're familiar with weapons. They know how to make war. So these people had to be watched. And the Veterans Administration, of course, Janet Napolitano apologized to them. But again, if you take a look at this, and going back to Project Megiddo, it's all basically the same thing. That if you have any strong beliefs in anything, that you could be a possible threat. You could be a terrorist threat against government structure, which is totally cockeyed. Totally.